friends, MD Vegan. I make my green salad. I have to have one every day, I admit, guilty. I mean, once when I don't eat a salad, the greens, one day I don't eat it because something else, I have maybe fruit too much or something, somehow. And the next day, when I begin to eat greens again, it is like taking a deep breath, and the oxygen goes down into every single cell, as if something was missing, because that's what greens do. Greens have chlorophyll that is the same like the blood, the red blood cells, the red blood body, the red blood particles. It's a molecule that has exactly the same shape, the same ingredients, elements as the chlorophyll and the hemoglobin, as the red blood, the color of the blood, the red color of the blood. And there's only one difference. The green has a magnesium inside, at the center, whereas the red has an iron inside. That's the only difference. So it is a perfect food for us, greens, and the outside is eaten by the bacteria in our guts, and the inside we enjoy. But it's very important, the most important food for us are greens, the healthiest ones and the ones we can live on without. So I haven't had that green salad every day. So I'm looking for. I mean, I have some classic combinations for the green salads. There's so many green lettuces, and one here is one of my favorite is the so-called queen of lettuces. That's endives, and the nice thing is it is has firmer leaves, and it can be stored for a longer time more easily. It has big heads, and they can be stored in the refrigerator for longer. The lettuce, the very tender leafy green, is not so easy to store. It wilts pretty quickly. But the endives, they don't. And what I always do is I cut them into small, thin stripes here. You see, these are these thin stripes. You just put the leaves on top of each other, and then you cut down in these stripes. And then you have this wonderful base for a salad. And the other thing is it is a little bit bitter. Oftentimes greens, the more nutrient dense they are, the more bitter flavor they have. And this is not a very unpleasant bitter flavor, but you don't want to have it, if I eat a leaf like that, it's delicious. It's a little bit bitter, you don't want to have too much of it. Bitter usually is in nature the signal that it shouldn't be eaten. Bitter, stay off. The plants produce these phytonutrients, nutrients made by plants especially, there are hundreds of thousands, for different purposes. For example, is to fend off eating enemies. They eat the plant doesn't want that, so has a bitter flavor and nobody eats it. So that's the basic idea of bitter. But of course, bitter is also cleansing. So in our food, in our taste buds, we have different receptors, and the bitter flavor receptors, they need to be nicely balanced with the others. So complex flavor with all the flavors has bitter, of course, in there, but balanced with the others. Cannot be too bitter. You cannot taste the bitter flavor out. So that's not a good idea for food, for recipe, to make it only bitter. Most people won't like it. So but these are the salads. So the bitter salads, they're super healthy, more nutrient dense oftentimes than the others, but they have to be a little bit you have to care a little bit how to produce them, how to make them in a recipe. Not always that easy. I have some tricks. Here's another bitter one that goes so nicely together with the endives. Also firm leaves, also easy to store. I can have a head of radicchio in my refrigerator for some time. It won't wilt. And also here I have some of the leaves. The rest is back in the fridge. Cut them into small pieces. So I have two wonderful salads, leaves here. And it's almost a whole bowl of salad here. Just two leaves here. So this on its own would be a little bit too bitter for the flavor. a tender bitter flavor, but by itself I wouldn't take it. So one thing is here, I put a red bell pepper to it today. Red bell pepper also has a little bit of bitter flavor, so it tunes in, but at the same time, red bell pepper is sweet. And that's the first way out of the bitter problem. Yeah, you have a sweet flavor that balances the bitter into bittersweet, and then people like it. So one step. I need more. I need something salty and crunchy, sweet, hot. Here, this is celery stalks, a little bit salty. It's also nice for my recipe. And here is half an onion, a white onion, that is also sweet. At the same time also hot. So the hot flavor balances the bitter one and the sweet ones too. So hot and bitter for sweet flavors like an onion, they can also perfectly balance the bitter ones. Also it's crunchy. The white onion I prefer here to the red one, because the red one is a little bit sweet. Not sweet, it is a little bit not so crunchy, it's a little bit chewy. Yeah? They are thick red leaves, the onion, and they are layers, and they are a little bit softer. And in this recipe I preferred, but that's up to you, the white one because it's more crunchy. And I like that with these other salads. The crunchiness also balances a little bit the bitter, I would say. Not so sure. But here, then celery to make it a little bit salty, and on top, yeah, also very nice handful of walnuts. That is recommended to eat every day. It's considered the healthiest of nuts, and it gives us a very important fat we need. Omega-3 fatty acids is in walnuts, and a handful a day is very recommended to get the effect. So I have now a big bowl here. That is also an advantage of eating salads. You have a lot of leaves here, but you can eat it easily. It's not too much. Salad leaves are very light. You chew a lot, and then it is small only in volume, and it is not heavy on the system. So there's a lot of nice things you can do with a salad. And now I show you my dressing. It's a dressing I made in ahead of time, and I made this dressing directly for this salad. No other way around. I made the salad directly for the dressing here. Yeah, I show you in a moment. Here, it's a tahini dressing, a garlic tahini dressing. See, here is the dressing. I put it onto the salad. You see, it's creamy. It was chili pepper, chili powder, I mean, with a little bit of salt. Of course, sesame seeds a lot, a little bit garlic, and lemon a little bit. And then I blend it with water. And I can leave this here for the next salad. So I can always quickly make a salad in 5 minutes with a pre-made dressing and some nice vegetables in the refrigerator. So we'll toss it now to see if I have enough of the dressing, because one good thing with these firmer leafy greens, like here, endives and radicchio, the leaves are firm, so the dressing will not mash them. Sometimes when you have a very tender leafy green, you cannot put every kind of dressing on top of it because it would just be too heavy for the leaf, for the texture, for the lightness. And but this is easy with these salads here, these firmer leaves. There, the dressing can be a little bit more creamy, and so you have it easier to make a nice dressing when they're creamy. Right, let me taste it. If I have enough dressing, I want to see. I tell you one thing. The combination of different ingredients. I have 6 ingredients, 2 groups of 3 each. Radicchio endives and bell pepper. And the other one is walnuts, onions, and celery stalks. So very nice combination, but it has to be a little bit more dressing. So I guess I put the whole dressing on top, the whole pot. It's a big salad. It's a hungry day. It's cold outside again. Spring has begun, but it's becoming cold again. Yes, yesterday we had snow. I didn't believe it. Past Easter here in Germany, and usually the last snow decades ago was to be expected Easter, if at all. Definitely after, but yesterday we had snow. I can't believe. Yeah, it's definitely the weather is crazy. That is a little bit out of the regular, and I hope our politicians wake up, choose vegan, and change the planet here, change the climate crisis. Stop that. That's important. Also a good reason to go vegan. So now I have a perfect amount of dressing. Look, you can already see it. Everything is covered and nicely coated. It's a wonderful salad. Light, nutrient dense, and refreshing at the same time. Yeah, with a nice dressing. So I used all my dressing, a big salad, and it won't wilt. I can eat a little bit from it. Don't need to eat it right away because the leaves are very firm. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. The video you can also watch for the dressing. It's a garlic sesame dressing. It's linked in the info box under this video. You click on it and you find this video for this dressing. But it's easy to make. You just have to blend a little bit longer maybe because sesame seeds are so firm. But I explained it all in the video. So otherwise, enjoy yourself. Make your own salads. Maybe like my video, subscribe MD Vegan on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day. And find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest and Twitter.